Hey, I'm Ty Zeller. I'm doing my persuasive speech on the death penalty. The death penalty is the punishment of execution administered to someone legally convicted of a capital crime. It is legal in 28 countries, including the United States, and legal in 27 states. The most popular method of the death penalty is lethal injection. Darrell Blumfield is my first speech that I analyzed that is against the death penalty. I thought his sentences flowed very well together. His use of a very loud and projected clear voice was really good too. And his use of eye-opening facts, such as Virginia has executed 236 people, with 200 being black men. This really supports his argument that the death penalty is very racially biased and that we need to educate people on the options we can use instead of the death penalty, such as life sentences. He was very passionate about the topic and used great nonverbal language to emphasize those important parts. I thought it was a very well made speech, and I don't think it could really have been any better. Bernie Sanders is my next speech that is against the death penalty. His voice and loudness was great. He had a very clear voice with engaging imagery. Thought his syntax could have been a little better though. I really didn't feel like it flowed. And he had very long pauses. And I also felt like he was talking more to the president than us and the US citizens. That's why the engagement wasn't as good. But his use of nonverbal language was really good. He used large hand gestures to emphasize those important details. Ben Ferguson is my first speech that is for the death penalty. He focused on how if you kill someone, why can't we kill you? His nonverbal language is lacking. He had no hand gestures, and his poor eye contact, as well as looking down and reading his notes a lot, was not really that great. Voice and loudness was almost too loud. I felt like he was kind of yelling, which was not very appropriate for this context. And I don't feel like his engagement was the greatest either. His semantics, he felt like he kind of backtracked and restarted things often, and felt kind of flat. But his sentences did flow nicely. My next speech for the death penalty is Donald Trump. His articulation and speech, I felt like it was broken up, and how he put those words together wasn't the greatest. But he did use a very loud and projected voice with really good hand gestures and facial expressions. But his semantics wasn't the best. He backtracked and repeated words. And I felt like his vocabulary was kind of lacking. He didn't really use not many precise words to enhance the meaning of the speech. And his argument was that the average drug dealer kills 500 people from their drugs and how that destroys families. And I'm saying if you get caught selling drugs, you should be sentenced to the death penalty, and that was his argument. Which side was better? I believe that the anti-death penalty side was much better because of their use of statistics and facts, and they scored a much higher on the HCR. It just felt more trustworthy and credible because of the use of those facts. For the death penalty felt like they were going more off their own opinion and emotion than using facts to back up their opinion and argument. My article and opinion, I think that the death penalty should no longer exist, and these facts back it up. 3 times more likely to recommend the death sentence to black defendant than white. The odds of a death sentence are 97% higher for those whose victims are white. And this just shows that the death penalty is super racially biased, and I don't think it should be like that. I think we should get rid of it. And this is my works cited. Thanks.